Thank you for having us, Liberty. The Liberty Choir will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, so please stand. Thank you very much. 3.02 or 2.03 adoption of the agenda. It is recommended that the agenda for March 22nd, 2023 regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be adopted as presented.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those who oppose, same. Motion carries. Thank you. 3.01 job well done. Ms. Smith.
Good evening, everyone. I think they're having a little technical difficulty, so we won't have the PowerPoint presentation, but I can still read through this. So tonight we get to recognize Desiree Chrysovergis. Did I say it right? All right. She's the office assistant here at Liberty. And I think everyone probably knows she's very sweet and always has a smile and makes you feel very welcome whenever you come here. So one of her coworkers shared about her. Ms. Des is a hard worker. She always goes above and beyond her call of duty. As a new employee, sometimes it can be intimidating, but as soon as I started working with Ms. Des, I knew I was in the right place. She is bubbly, kind-hearted, a hard worker, and a go-getter. I appreciate how dedicated she is to Liberty. If she is not deep into doing her job, she's always willing to lend a hand. I really enjoy working with her. So Desiree has been with School City of Mishawaka for the past 3 years, and all 3 years here at Liberty. And she has shared that she plans on continuing with corporation as long as they will keep me. So I think that's probably a safe, a safe bet. And in case you don't know, she has a second grader here at Liberty named Alex, who is her favorite person in the whole world. And her grandma ran an in-home daycare. And when Desiree was younger, that is what sparked her interest in wanting to work with kids. And she has shared that I love my job because I get to interact with all the kids. So do you guys like Ms. Des? Yeah. And another colleague did share about, she said, Desiree is a pleasure to work with. She is always giving above and beyond what is expected of her. She is very knowledgeable and is able to handle anything that is thrown her way. She is always willing to help wherever she is needed and always excels when it comes to working with elementary-age children. Liberty Elementary School is lucky to have Desiree. I can't think of a more deserving person to receive recognition for a job well done. I can only hope we remain working together for many years to come. So tonight, we get to say job well done to Desiree. So she's back there. She wasn't overly fond of coming up to speak, so we'll let her stay back. But we do have a little card for her. And also, we heard you like Panera, so we have a gift card for you. So I'll give that.
Congratulations. All right. 3.02 Liberty Elementary presentation. Mrs. Cummings. I don't know where she is. There she is.
So the technical difficulties thrown me off a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to hope that it kicks back in while I'm excited to welcome our choir, and they are going to sing and share with you 2 songs this evening, and we invite you to join them tomorrow for more of their musical talents at Mishawaka High School at 7 p.m. for the All-City Choir. Am I on here? Looks like we're back up and running. We would like to welcome Dr. Stevens, President Parks, and school board members. Thank you. We're excited to have you here this evening. We have several students that are going to talk about two of our bigger initiatives, I guess, or things that we really focus on here at Liberty this evening. And so we're going to start this evening with Project Lead the Way, and I'm going to have Mrs. Shelley Sparrow and several of our students come up and quickly show off some of the amazing things. Yes, there is a chicken wearing a diaper on his way up. So bring her on up, Alani.
Oh my goodness.
I love the fact that that's
It's not moving. It's all right. Okay, we are going to start, and I am going to have one of our robotics students talk a little bit about his adventures being on the robotics team.
My name is Tristan McCurry, and I'm in 5th grade, and I'm on the robotics team.
All right, so I met with my students earlier today because they were very nervous about having all of these people and speaking. And they said, can we kind of do it like a question and answer? And I said, absolutely. So, Tristan, can you talk to us a little bit about your favorite parts of robotics and what you learned?
I learned about how to build the robot and how to program it.
And how did you program it? What is that called?
You're technically telling the robot what to do by hooking your robot up to your computer and then getting on an app where you tell it to move forward 5 inches, turn right 90 degrees, and move forward another 5 inches.
All right, excellent. Okay, next up we have
Alani,
and who are you holding, Alani?
a chicken,
What is that chicken's name?
nugget,
And can you tell us, Alani, how did you get to know Nugget?
good,
Yeah? Do you get to visit her?
yeah,
When do you visit her?
I felt dirty.
At 12:30? At 12:30 every day? Step out here. Everybody wants to see Nugget. What is she wearing, Alani?
A diaper,
Does she like that?
no.
What do you like about Project Lead the Way, Alani?
You do fun stuff.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. All right. Don't let her go. Step right over here. All right.
Hello, my name is Violet Cummings.
Violet, can you talk to us a little bit about, I'm going to try to change, these are not changing for me. Can you, oh, we went way far. All right, so if you will look at several of the screens that we have some of our VEX robotics, we have some of our other Project Lead the Way activities that students participated in. And I am going to hand this over to Mrs. Sparrow and let her and Violet talk to you a little bit about coding and 3D printing.
Question and answer? Yeah. Okay, so what is 3D printing?
It's basically sort of like printing out papers.
Okay. Printing papers, but with
A type of plastic.
plastic. Okay, what did you make?
We got to make name tags for all the kids in school and some of the staff.
Okay. So what did you like about that?
That's hard to explain. It was all super duper fun.
Super fun. Good. So how did you do it? What did you use? I mean, besides the 3D printer, of course, how did you design your name?
We had to go on this app called CAD.
And that's CAD software, right? And didn't you have something for the board tonight, don't you? Okay, you want to give it to them? So she actually designed for each of you, they're called name chains. They're like keychains, but it's their name. And so she made one for each of you tonight. Okay? And so as she's passing those out, also in the bag, I kind of thought, well, tonight we could, a week in Project Lead the Way. So in the bag, there's also wintergreen lifesavers, and we were learning about light and sound. So it's triboluminescence, and you can see blue light when you break or bite into a wintergreen lifesaver. Oh, yeah. And so our kindergartners, there's a video right there. They were learning about structure and function, and so they built houses for the three little pigs, and we used the leaf blower. Sorry, that's throwing me a little bit, but it was the big bad wolf. So, and they really enjoyed that.
Got them all passed out. Did everybody get theirs? Did Violet find? Oh, excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Alani. Thank you. Our next big focus here at Liberty Elementary, and something that all of our staff and our students have become extremely passionate about, is Leader in Me. And we've done a lot of work. If you walked around our building, even walking in, we are really stressing those 7 habits and talking to our kids about those Leader in Me ideas and how to make those everyday habits for them. So I have lots of students that are going to come up and speak pretty quickly about it. However, I have Mr. Aiden. Yep, come on up, buddy. He is going to quickly share with you our big rocks, or the big things that we focused on we've been focusing on this year at Liberty. Can you see this one the best? All right, you ready? Introduce yourself. Your name is?
My name is Aiden Ryan. I'm in the 1st grade.
All right. Go.
So fast. Do I still read the top?
Yes, read the top, please.
Leader in Me, Big Rocks. Building a community of leadership-minded students. Creating an environment centered around students being recognized and celebrated. Teaching the importance of short-term and long-term goal setting. Increasing family engagement through unique opportunities.
Thank you, sir. All right, good job. You can stay. You want to stay up here with me? You can stay up here with me. All right. So we have leadership teams within our building, and they are student leadership teams. And we have really worked on our environment centered around students and recognizing them and celebrating them and making sure this is a great place to come and learn and be engaged. And so I would like to invite my Lighthouse team members that are going to speak this evening to come on up. My zoo crew, can you come on up? You want to stand on this? Alana, you want to stand right there. Remember, put your 6th graders behind you, girl. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have a Student Lighthouse team, and I have 2 of our members here today to quickly share with you some of the amazing things that they do here in our building. So tell us a little bit about what the Lighthouse team is.
The Lighthouse team is we help around the school and do a lot of stuff with
So what is one of the big things that you did this year?
the canned food drive.
What is something else?
And the lollipop sale.
And what did we do with that money from the lollipop sale?
Student activities.
Okay, all right. And so another part of that is creating that sense of leadership within our building. And so here we have what we call our zoo crew. So you met our school chicken nugget. And now we have a crew of kids because those animals definitely need taken care of. So this is our zoo crew. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Alana Presley.
What grade are you in?
1st grade.
My name is Gavin Chase, and I'm in 6th grade. I'm Ava Fritz, and I'm in 6th grade.
I'm Mariah Smith, and I'm in 6th grade.
Alana, can you tell us, how did you get this position? What are you holding in your hand right there?
An application.
And what did you do with that? Did you fill that out with your teacher, or who'd you fill it out with?
My mom.
And what did you go home and tell her? Is your brother telling you it was him? Shake your head at him. It was not him, we know. All right. It wasn't him. And what is your responsibility? What is your job? What do you do?
Hold the animals.
You just hold the animals. What do these 3 behind you do?
Clean out the cage.
And that is truth. You can look at the pictures up on the board. There are pictures around. Alana definitely is the animal holder in that adventure. Can you tell me what your favorite part of being part of the zoo crew is, Gavin?
Helping them clean.
Ava, what is it that you've learned from being part of this leadership?
That all together we can like figure out how to be, like we can, I don't. Yeah, we can work all together and know each other better.
And Mariah, what is it that you like about being part of the zoo crew?
I like that is when I get stressed in class, I go to the zoo crew and like it's like a stress reliever.
All right, excellent. Okay, you guys, thank you very much. You can all have a seat. I won't make you stand up here any longer. So, we talked about our environment. If you look at any of the screens in the room, we have lots of pictures of our environment celebrating our kids. We talked about goal setting. When you enter our atrium, we have a class, we have a school-wide WIG, which is a wildly important goal. And our kids set those also for themselves individually within their classrooms, and they track those and have discussions with their teachers. And then, again, talking about our environment, making sure that we have positive things. We are instilling those 7 habits, and kids are seeing them everywhere within our building. And then one of our, so we get feedback from our families at the end of the year through Leader and Me, and one of the things that we got feedback on was families wanting more family engagement, and we couldn't have agreed more after all of the crazy kind of past few years that we've had separated from each other. So this year we were excited to have a STEM night and had a great turnout. As well, we just recently had our VIP dance, which is our very important person dance, and so kids got to pick a very important person and come to the dance, and it was standing room only in here, and it was fantastic. And we are looking forward to our amazing fun fair in May and kind of wrapping up the year with one of those big family engagement events. And finally, I can tell you this. I love being here. I love being part of Mishawaka. But I couldn't do it without these people on this screen, and they are sitting in these stands, and they have supported me through lots of things. And so I would like for anyone on Liberty staff to please stand at this time. All of you. Because they don't want any recognition. But without them, none of these things would be possible. And every one of them supports our children every day. So with that wraps up our part of the meeting, and thank you again for joining us this evening at Liberty.
Thank you. Incredible work, Liberty staff and students. Very impressive tonight. But we're getting ready to start the business part of this meeting, so if you would like to go, this is your out. Thank you so much.
Had that pass too. I didn't know if you wanted to do public comment first.
Oh.
Right, you know, David's speech.
Yes. There's too many kids here.
Trade you have with that this time. Thank you, man.
On my key ring. Nice job.
These are adorable.
I want to see the. Yes.
Those are perfect.
Looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're perfect. I love it. Yeah, good job. Thanks, Rebecca. Good job.
Keep it spelled it correctly. Not 2 B's or anything. Oh my God, he even has the head.
I want to pet the chicken.
Thanks. She came back.
Nugget.
Nugget. I love it. What a cute name.
Nugget.
Chicken, big
Nugget.
I love it. Oh,
All
somebody's
right.
petting it over there. Well.
Even the teachers.
I know.
This is coming.
Okay. The teachers don't want
It's been a long day.
Come up. Come up.
David pointing at.
I don't know. All right, so we'll get started. Questions and comments from the floor. 4.01, representatives of the Mishawaka Parent Group. 4.02, representatives of school employees. 4.03, representatives of the Mishawaka Education Foundation. Tonight we have Jonathan Rogers and Emma, or Ava, sorry, honey. I don't know where Emma came from. Ms. Fox.
Hi. I just want to start by saying thank you guys for coming out tonight, and thank you guys also for being here. Even though, okay, never mind. So I just want to thank everyone for being here and also giving us the opportunity to share the great things that are happening in partnership between the School City of Mishawaka and the MEF. So I'm John Rogers, and I'm the senior student representative on the MEF.
I'm Ava Fox, and I'm the junior representative. So we just wanted to share a couple things that the MEF has going on. So we're just completing our Major Saver campaign, and we still have a lot of the cards that you guys can purchase through Heidi Peoples. And over the years, the Major Saver card has brought $110,000 to SCM schools.
All right, and another thing we're doing is in April, we're having a job fair at the high school. If anyone in this room is interested or knows a business is interested, we still do have room available, so just talk to Jane Wright.
And we are happy to report that we will again be sponsoring the One Day in the Sun mental wellness event for SCM staff and students and the Mishawaka community.
So yeah, that's kind of it. Happy spring. And then we're also here to remind everyone to mark down Tuesday, June 6th in your calendar for the Made in Mishawaka luncheon. Thank you guys.
Thank you both. .04, general public, David Strong.
Good evening, Madam President, trustees, Dr. Stevens, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Strawn. I reside and own real property at 305 George Street in Mishawaka. I have no group affiliation. I have no children. I'm not an employee, retired annuitant, creditor, or vendor of the school city of Mishawaka. This evening, I wish to address agenda item 9.06 and to offer constructive suggestion related to a material element in the forthcoming May 2023 operating referendum. Item 9.06, approval of student device purchase and four-year support plan. A question and an observation under 9.06. The question is, what is the source of funding for this proposed transaction? It wasn't made very clear in the background statement that was provided. The observation is, it should be noted that the dollar amount to be spent on the intangible software support exceeds the dollar amount of the hardware to which the support applies. And the constructive agenda for the 2023 operating referendum. The proposed 2023 School City Mishawaka operating referendum is for a period of 8 years and is projected to generate about 2.7 million tax dollars in each of those 8 years. The majority of the tax revenue generated in each of those 8 years has been earmarked to pay for salaries and benefits of 19 corporation employees spread over various job categories. One such job category directly benefiting from the passage of the 2023 operating referendum would be the employment of 5 each full-time instructional coaches to be deployed on an as-needed basis within the corporation. It is my suggestion that the operating referendum tax money would be much better spent by delaying the expenditure of taxpayer dollars on instructional coaches, and in lieu thereof, be spent on the employment of 5 each full-time truancy officers deployed as needed within the corporation. The basis for my suggestion is grounded in Indiana Department of Education published Mishawaka, School City of Mishawaka standardized test scores and truancy rates, both corporation-wide and per building. Indiana defines chronic absenteeism as the rate of students who have been absent from school for at least 10% of the school year for any reason. Applying this definition to a 180-day school year, then any student missing 18 days or more of school is by definition considered to be chronically absent. With a corporate-wide student population of approximately 5,000 students and a published corporate-wide truancy rate for school year ending in 2022 of 43.9%, this equates to about 2,500 students classified as chronically absent. For your convenience, I have attached the relevant portions of an Excel spreadsheet I copied from the Indiana Department of Education website this morning. The truancy rates on the Excel spreadsheet are light years beyond embarrassing and totally counter to the 10 elements of the Mishawaka Way and creating a culture of excellence. Why should any rational taxpayer pay for continued substandard performance? Why should any rational person expect increases in standardized test scores if students are not consistently present in person in some sort of classroom? It's mathematically difficult to expect increases in any test score if 4 out of 10 students don't consistently show up for class. First step in learning is that a student is expected to consistently show up for class. If instructional coaches are hired, as you now propose, then they would be teaching to a classroom that is more than 1/3 empty. Is this a wise fiduciary use of taxpayer dollars? In light of your own data, the school board needs to reevaluate its discretionary business judgment decisions and corporate priorities. Once again, COVID-19 has taught us that butts and seats really do matter a lot. That concludes my remarks for this evening. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you, David. 5 is consent agenda. 5.01, approval of the minutes of the March 8, 2023 regular board meeting. It is recommended that the minutes for the March 8, 2023 regular board meeting be approved as presented. 5.02, approval of bill warrants and payroll. It is recommended that the board approve payments of bill warrants and payroll in the amount of $2,647,688.84 from the appropriate funds. 5.03, approval of the overnight extended student trips. It is recommended that the board approve the overnight extended field trip presented. 5.04, approval of the FFY 2022 Title II budget. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the FFY 2022 Title II application budget as presented. 5.05, approval of the FFY 2022 Title IV budget. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the FFY 2022 Title IV application budget as presented. 5.06, approval of the job descriptions. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the job descriptions as presented. 5.07, approval of the consent agenda. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 6, reports and discussion items. 6.01, legislative updates. Mrs. Lehman.
Thank you. I really don't have anything to report other than we've reached the end of week 11 of the 2023 session of the Indiana General Assembly. That leaves us only 5 weeks for the conclusion of the session. As expected, the pace is expected to intensify within the next couple of weeks as these remaining bills approach first readings or second readings, if that. At this point, ISBA is focusing their priority on the issue of the 2023-2025 biannual state budget, which is House Bill 1001. So ISBA will continue to examine the impact of this bill as it relates to public school funding.
Thank you. 7, human resources. 7.01, personnel report. Mr. Levon.
Thank you, President Parks, members of the board. This evening, we're recommending the appointment of 2 certified teaching positions, both of who will be joining or rejoining in one case the Mishawaka family for the 23-24 school year. Additionally, we have 9 support staff and 6 extra duty assignments for your approval. I'd also like to recognize one new retiree this evening. That would be Ms. Sarah Francis, Program Assistant at Patel Elementary School. Ms. Francis was first hired in August of 1994, and she's been a faithful and reliable staple in our Exceptional Learners Department since. So on behalf of the leadership team, I'd like to extend appreciation to Sarah and wish her the very best in her retirement. As always, happy to answer any questions the board may have, but it's recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the personnel report dated March 22nd, 2023 as presented.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 7.02, recommendation to approve Director of Marketing and Development job description. Mr. Laban.
Thank you, President Parks. The leadership team is seeking the board's favorable approval of the Director of Marketing and Development job description. The Director of Marketing and Development will provide leadership in the planning, oversight, and execution of all aspects of marketing, fundraising, and donor engagement, and will be responsible for identifying new and cultivating existing donors to benefit academics, performing and visual arts, athletics, and the Mishawaka Education Foundation. While this will be a new title to the corporation, this is not going to be new work beginning July 1st, 2023. As you'll see in the job description that is attached in the agenda item, many of the duties reflect that of the former and non-replaced Fine Arts Coordinator position. We have managed to absorb some of those responsibilities internally, but School City Mishawaka has invested significant resources in both time and money in developing these robust educational and extracurricular programs. This is a strategic opportunity to further enhance that commitment to excellence that Mishawaka has worked really hard to achieve over the last several years. And from a financial perspective, again, this position will be expected to develop comprehensive marketing and fundraising initiatives that solicit monies well beyond the total cost that will be incurred by the corporation to support the position. So again, pending any unforeseen circumstance, it's our intention to make a recommendation for approval at our next board meeting in April, but happy to answer any questions that the board may have. But if not, it's recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the job description for Director of Marketing and Development as presented.
Corey, can you expand a little bit on the difference between this job description and the Director of Communications then?
Sure. So there's going to be a natural and inherent overlap between the two positions in terms of daily responsibilities. Specifically, if you look at the upkeep and the maintenance of our social media page, of our school website, and the building level websites as well. In terms of communications, the Director of Communications, which is an existing position, will focus on media relations, and communications to internal stakeholders like staff members, parents and families, etc. Whereas the Director of Marketing and Development will certainly work in collaboration with the Director of Communications, but will really be focused on the solicitation of donors and building new philanthropic partnerships that benefit the corporation, and building those advertising and marketing campaigns.
Thank you,
Okay,
Corey.
thank you.
Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any more questions or comments? All
wanna-
those in, I'm sorry,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to
Aaron.
thank you for all your work on making the standardization of all the job descriptions. It looks very nice and professional. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 7.03, recommendation to approve Mishawaka High School Music Department Chair, K-12 Fine Arts Facilitator job description. Mr. Laban.
Thank you, President Parks. The leadership team is seeking the board's favorable approval once again on the MHS Music Department Chair / K-12 Fine Arts Facilitator job description. Again, this isn't necessarily a new position to the corporation, as the Music Department Chair is already part of our existing and current agreement with the Mishawaka Education Association. However, we are seeking to expand the roles and the responsibilities of that position beginning with the 23-24 school year, simply to ensure that we have adequate support for our performing and our visual arts programming and personnel. There is no financial expense incurred to the corporation in making this change. Rather, it's an intentionality to cover, again, the remaining responsibilities that were left over from the former Fine Arts Coordinator position, simply in a more fiscally responsible manner. So, again, it's our intention to bring forward a candidate for your approval at the April 12th board meeting. But in the interim, it's recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the job description for the MHS Music Department Chair / K-12 Fine Arts Facilitator as presented.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 8 is Curriculum Instruction and Technology. 8.01, request for permission to publish public announcement for district paging RFP. Mr. Mabee.
All right, thank you. I just have a few slides for tonight for go over for the district paging RFP, and I really do hope you enjoy the pictures as we go through this as well. Back to the tech plan of 2022 and beyond, it highlights the need for updated paging systems. We do use them for general announcements during the day and also to communicate emergency actions in case of need. One too far. All right. Why do we need to update our paging systems? Well, there are several reasons, but the big one really is the replacement parts for our existing systems are no longer available. This great picture is actually one of our paging consoles that's necessary to page inside the district school. You're going to love the rest. All right. Yeah, a little sneak peek before, but the incremental steps we've taken so far have been replacing the Emmons Electronics, John Young's, and then we also have LaSalle scheduled. And I know you're just looking at this picture. This is our media input for one of our schools that's connected to one of these old paging systems. I don't even think I have that in my car anymore. Now, next. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, we're waiting for this one. I like this one. The goals for this project would really be to updating the sound system electronics, identify the gaps between an announcement coverage for speakers and then the emergency coverage. General announcements, yes, you want primarily classroom hallways, but emergency coverage you want to reach everywhere. Maybe you may not think of, say, the high school. It's got a lot of secondary storages. You want things, if you're going to have it for emergency coverage, in those areas as well. Along with then adding in a nice feature for software-based control for bell schedules. So I really do like that picture, I'm sorry. So getting to the agenda item, to update the remaining schools, we need to advertise for a district paging RFP in the newspaper. With approval, this will be done on April 6th for the first announcement and then April 13th for the second public announcement. Proposals will be due on May 5th, 2023, and then brought before the board at the May 24th, 2023 school board meeting. So I request at this time to approve the public announcements of a district paging RFP.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to 9, business and operations. 9.01, approval of the new oven for LaSalle Elementary. Mrs. Bowen.
Thank you, President Parks, Dr. Stevens, members of the board. We received 3 quotes for the new oven for LaSalle, and we're requesting approval for the quote from Stafford Smith for $14,540.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 9.02, approval of the new oven for Twin Branch Elementary. Mrs. Bowen.
Thank you. Again, we received 3 quotes for the new oven for Twin Branch Elementary, and per Linda Cup, we're requesting approval of the quote from Stafford Smith for $14,540.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 9.03, approval of the bid for the playground equipment installation at Emmons and LaSalle Elementary. Mr. Miskin.
President Parks, Dr. Stevens, ladies and gentlemen of the board, looking tonight for a favorable recommendation for the LaSalle and Emmons playgrounds. We sat down as a group and tried to figure out the best plan we could. Hello? And What we came up with was just the most responsive and responsible bidder was Brown & Brown. Tried to value engineer this project before it got bid to try to make it fit within the budget for the ESSER funds. So we're asking for a favorable recommendation for the base bid be awarded to Brown & Brown.
I just find it amazing that we have two quotes for $2.3 million and they're less than $3,000 apart.
Yep.
Wow.
I know they understood what they were bidding on, it just where their fine line was going to be when they submitted it.
And then is there any consideration to needing alternates, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Just base bid at this point, sir.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 9.04, proposal for operations staff to take service vehicles home. Mr. Miskin.
Me again. I think our staff does a really good job taking care of business during the day. When I call them on the weekends and after hours, they respond. This is just a more efficient way of doing business when after hours emergencies happen. The tools, the equipment, the supplies that they have in their trucks. We try to keep stuff at the building, but also on their trucks. This is just going to expedite our response to an emergency quicker. I did include a little packet for them to take home, before they take home, that we have to fill out and go over. And I also, with the help of Miss Ann, printed out the policies for vehicle use. Previous employment that I had, I did the same thing with 55 trucks. So I take it very serious when I, let somebody take a vehicle home, to be respective of, where they work and where they park, where they go to lunch. Very specific on how it's used. You have your insequential times where you stop on the store on the way home. I get that, but to take your family somewhere or to utilize it as a second vehicle, no. This would be just for emergency purposes only. So I'm just asking for a favorable recommendation to allow the Skilled Trades Division of the School City of Mishawaka to take home their vehicles.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Yep.
9.05, approval of the amendment to the Fall 2022 Common School Fund. Mr. Modler.
Thank you, President Parks, members of the board. This is a minor amendment to a previously approved Common School Fund loan. Since we had approved that original loan amount, we have received approximately $500,000 in Chromebooks through the FCC grant that we shared just a few months back. So that actually frees up some funds. We can shift some of that around. We still have to purchase the service plan to support the Chromebooks that we received through that grant, and this would allow for that to happen. So this will go down to the state pending your approval, and they would then take it to the State Board of Education to also approve this amendment.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 9.06, approval of the student device purchase and a 4-year support plan. Mr. Modlin.
Thank you, President Parks. The amendment allows for those changes to happen, and these are the remaining components that would not be changed. So we can move forward with some of our purchases for devices that we had previously planned on, some monitors for the art department, John Young, some high-end PCs for STEM and art department at the high school and John Young. That K-12 Chromebook support plan for the Chromebooks that we received from the FCC would also be able to be purchased, and then iPads to support the drawing class at the high school would be there. Additional things may be teacher devices in the future, but for now this is what we are able to spend out of that Common School Fund.
Okay. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
There is nothing in policy updates. 11 is the superintendent's report and action items. Dr. Stevens.
Thank you, President Parks, and really just one informational item for you today, and that's dealing with the operating referendum. Our Political Action Committee, Our Children, Your Future, continues to work through the operating referendum campaign. The committee participated in a town hall neighborhood watch meeting on March 15th, and then a Mishawaka Business Association informational session in the morning of March 16th. Both meetings were open to the public. The committee moving forward is going to have a meeting for all school city employees interested in learning more. That meeting will be held on Tuesday, March 28th at 4 o'clock in the Battelle Center. The committee will also present information to the Mishawaka Alumni Association during their luncheon on Wednesday, April 5th. And as always, if any individual is interested in learning more, including other engagements that we'll be involved in beyond the August 5th date, they can certainly check out supportmishawakaschools.com, and we'd encourage them to do so. So with that, the other information I have on there is just some future meetings for the board to consider. Let me know about afterwards if you don't mind. But otherwise, that concludes tonight's superintendent's report.
Thank you. 12 is communications. 12.01 public announcements. All SEM schools will be closed for spring break, March 31st through April 9th of 2023. The next meeting of the School City of Mishawaka Board of School Trustees is April 12th at the Administration Center. If there is nothing else to come before the board, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Great job, Liberty.